drone's propeller was severely damaged when a Russian jet dumped flares on it while flying dangerously close overhead in Syria, says the U.S. The U.S. military accused Russian jets of blatant disregard for flight safety. The July 23 incident is the latest in a series of buzzing encounters between Russian, U.S. and Chinese aircraft. While Russia has not commented on the latest incident, earlier this week it accused U.S. and allied jets and drones of violating Syria's airspace. Moscow also accused the U.S. and allies of violating deconfliction protocols that were set up in 2019 to avoid confrontations in Syria's skies. The BBC has contacted the Russian embassy in Washington, D.C. for comment. In a statement published on Tuesday, the U.S. military said the Russian fighter plane had harassed the drone while it was on a mission against the Islamic State on Sunday. U.S. Central Command, which oversees operations in the Middle East, said the jet deployed flares from a position directly overhead, with only a few meters of separation between aircraft. Despite being damaged, the MQ-9 Reaper drone was able to be remotely directed back to its home base, according to the U.S. Lieutenant Gen. Alex Grinkwich, of Central Command, said, "We call upon the Russians in Syria to put an immediate end to this reckless, unprovoked and unprofessional behavior." Canada says China buzzing Asia military flights. U.S. forces still regularly conduct air and ground missions alongside allied forces in Syria and Iraq. In June alone, U.S. forces carried out 37 sorties that resulted in 13 Islamic State operatives killed and 21 detained, according to the American military. These missions, U.S. commanders say, have increasingly been harassed by Russian aircraft. On July 7, for example, the American military says Russian forces buzzed another U.S. drone for 2 hours shortly before the unmanned aircraft killed an IS leader in eastern Syria. Less than 2 weeks later, on July 16, a Russian jet flew close to a manned U.S. surveillance aircraft, forcing it to fly through its wake turbulence, and endangering the 4 crew members, said the